Hi everyone, Lemon Cupcake of VRInfinity, and welcome to the first review of 2025. Finally, I can show you my full outfit, modernized. I hope you like what I am. Hey. So yeah, I made the last video, which was the VR 2.5 UI thingy. I didn't tell you, but I recorded that purely on the Quest alone, standalone with the dolly feature. So yeah, that was no PC at all. Just wanted to say like, what do you think of that? This one is PC, don't worry. So yeah, this video. My review goes about the M1 Pro MacBook Pro. This was really hard for me to start doing because it's a very difficult review process. But I'm almost out of devices review. So grab some snacks and something to drink and enjoy the review. So yeah, how would I begin this? The MacBook Pro that I have is spec'd in a way that comes from multiple versions. Compared to all the other ones where you have like a couple of ways, this is difficult. I have the 10 core maxed out M1 Pro chip. So we have a bin version of the M1 Pro chip and we have like the normal M1 Pro. That's the one I got. I have 16 gigabytes of RAM, 1 terabyte of internal storage, and I got the 14-inch in silver. This is what I liked, this is what I wanted. So let's go from top to bottom, shall we? First of all is the 14-inch screen. Back in 2021, this is the first time Apple released a 14-inch laptop. We had 12, 13, 15, 16, but never 14. As someone who used it since 2021, it's the perfect size. Much bigger and much more easy to carry around than the old 13-inch, but still more than fair enough compared to the old 16-inch, because that's a bit too large. I'm still debating if 15-inch is a sweet spot, but yeah, 16-inch laptops are too big. It's not about heft, it's about just putting on the plane, or for example, on the train, and that's not happening. And the 14-inch, perfect. It is perfect to travel with. That's why I wanted it. But yeah, drawbacks is it's very big and heavy. Apple for once actually downgraded the thin and light system from the old MacBook Pro, which had unlimited amount of flaws, to make it a flawless but thick and heavy computer. So yeah, it's a bit clunky. On the left side, we have the MagSafe charger, which finally returned after all these years on the 2021 model. I solely charge my Mac with MagSafe because it's easy. Just magnetically charge and just yank it off and problem solved. There's also on the left two USB-C ports, which are Thunderbolt 3 ports. And yeah, they do the job well. They can technically run displays. I can technically charge them with these ports. I mostly just connect my keyboard and webcam to there because why not? I don't really care about these kind of stuff. And of course, ended up we have the headphone jack. The only port I wish Apple would remove on the Mac, because I have wireless headphones for a long time, I don't need it. But this has a DAC built in. So while Apple has been removing headphone jacks on other products, they intentionally added a DAC on this machine and all the other Macs after this. On the right side, we have the last USB-C port, identical, Thunderbolt 3. You can use a display with that thing, you can charge or connect things, in this case the mouse. But we have two legacy ports that came back from the dead, which is an HDMI and an SD card. The HDMI is sadly on the 2021 model with the M1 series, capped at HDMI 2.0. Only like the M2 Pro got the 2.1 HDMI, which is the one that anyone has. So that means you can only go like 4K 60 or 1440p 200 or whatever. So there's no 4K 120 with this HDMI. I have a 4K 60, and before that I had a 1440p at 144 Hz, so it's fine. I don't care much. And the SD card is the SDXC card from the iMac Pro, so it's basically standard. There's nothing new anymore with the newer SD cards. It can run any SD card you can think of. So yeah, these are the port selections, and they're pretty good. I like how they're even, and yeah, you can charge them at left or right, which is great. The MacBook Pro, this 2021 model, is the very first one that comes with a mini LED 120 Hz display. And yeah, the 120 Hz, I am completely honest. When it comes to my phone or tablet, I can see it. I prefer 120 Hz on mobile machines, but on a desktop, it's not that important. Desktops are usually still, other than scrolling from time to time. Yeah, if you're gaming, maybe, but I don't really care much about 120 Hz on the laptop. But it's smooth, it's there. Why not? But the mini LED is beautiful. Okay, it's not OLED, so it could be better. But if you go from an LCD to a mini LED, it is day and night. It goes super bright, like 1200 nits if I remember, for HDR content, and then like 800 for like SDR content. So it is bright. I can use this laptop outside in the sun. I don't like the sun, so I would never do that. I never go really outside with my laptop, like, oh, I need to be in the sun. But if you are the type of person that live in like a warm area and you need to use your laptop a lot, well, good luck. You can do this with this one. It's not like dim. And yeah, Mini has the blooming issue that the M1 iPad Pro had, but it's not as noticeable on this device. I don't know why that the Mini LED on the MacBook Pro is a better one than the iPad Pro. But yeah, display good, refresh rate good. I don't mind them. New with this Mac that every other 2022 Mac got is a notch. And I have two feelings about this. One is, why a notch? Why a notch? Just a little camera in the middle and a little light sensor. You could have easily just I don't know, just make a slightly thicker bezel or just have a little dynamic island that doesn't do dynamic stuff. So it is wasted space because there's a lot of empty black bezel around the camera that doesn't do anything. But it has a notch. It's changed for the sake of change. So I don't like it. I prefer it to be like a punch hole or thicker front bezel or the new dynamic island in the M2, 3, 4 Pros. But notch it is. But I don't care much because the notch is not like in the OS like the iPhone was back in the day. macOS has like a little menu bar on the top. So all they did just make the menu bar slightly thicker, and the notch only stays in the menu bar. The menu bar is separate from macOS. So no window or app or video is ever touching that part of the display. So the notch is just vibing as a part of the menu bar. So it's not blocking your view. But we also have thin rounded corners on the top, but for some reason square on the bottom. So my OCD is like, why? But it's thin, it's light, it's modern, it's a day and night upgrade display from the 2016 to the 2020 MacBook Pro era. I approve that. Power. The M1 Pro, the one I have is the unbinned version, so the maxed out version, which is a 10-core CPU, a 16-core GPU, and a 16-core neural engine, but we renamed these to NPUs now. NPU, let's go there first. I mean, it's the same AI engine that every other Mac has, other than the brand new M3 Ultra that just got out. That thing is the first, it's 32 gigabyte, but it does all the same AI features of the base M1 chip or all the way to the M4 Max and stuff. The big deal. The 10-core CPU was important to me. My old PC the PC that I'm currently recording this video on is a 10-core CPU, and my old Mac, my iMac Pro, has an 8-core CPU. So I said the minimum is a 10-core CPU upgrade. So the M1 Pro had a 10-core one, and that's why I got it in the first place, because the CPU, in my opinion, I needed the 10 cores. It would be a downgrade. We have a 16-core GPU, and it's a very good performant GPU. It does the job well. It's slowly starting to show its age, but not like an Intel slow age. Just it's starting to take like a minute or two longer to do its job. Like I know, like first world problems. But yeah, it's a coffee more a day you have to consume. It's good. It's good. The M1 Pro compared to the base M1 has what I need is the ProRes engine. So the iPhone 13 Pro that I got back then records in ProRes. And the engine needed an M1 Pro chip to actually use the content. And that's why I got it, because why would I get a new iPhone that has ProRes while the M1 couldn't do it? But I disabled ProRes. I'm just recording 4K 60 HDR on my new iPhone, so it doesn't matter. But it has a ProRes engine, so if you actually have an iPhone 13 Pro or later and you record in ProRes, this M1 Pro can handle it, while the base M1 cannot. M2 can do it as well. It's literally just the base M1 that is not capable. I will not tell anything about the M1 Max because I never had it, but it's just a better version of the M1 Pro. Battery is pretty dope. Like, I'm seriously shocked. I can technically unplug the laptop in the morning, do whatever I need to do in the entire day. No care in the world, and I still have charge by the night. It has like an 18 plus hour long battery, so... And if you work non-stop, then it's still like 7, 8, 9 hours, so it's so much better than the Intel Max it used to be, and so much better than most Windows laptops are. We now have slightly better, like an hour, 2, 3 more in the newer laptops, but we're talking about a couple of hours. But the MacBook Pros from the past had like, I don't know, like 11 hours, 12 if we're lucky, and now it's like 18 to 20, 21. So battery is really great. I have never lost charge. Never. Unless I intentionally... there was one time I went to OCAP and I lost battery. Like I went to the plane, I went to train, I went to OCAP. So I woke up really early in the morning, and by the time I was in OCAP's house, it was super late at night, and I kept using the laptop for stuff. So that's the only time the laptop died on me. But I was at his place, so it doesn't matter. The 16GB RAM, back then, 8GB was standard, the good old days from Apple scamming you. I needed 16. I wanted more RAM, I'm gonna be honest, but I couldn't afford more RAM, so I just took it. And yeah, 16GB RAM does the job well, but the MacBook Pro should not have 16GB RAM anymore. So the base model, current one, has 18GB RAM, but I would just make it like 20 or something like that. Only the MacBook Pro, because it's a pro machine for pro stuff. And yeah, but 16GB RAM is good. I wouldn't recommend buying a 16GB of RAM MacBook Pro today by choice, but if you already have one, yeah. I never lost RAM, but there are moments where we're like 14GB of RAM use, so I'm getting there. And by the time I'm upgrading my laptop, I probably encountered the out of RAM emblem once. At least it's better than the 8GB RAM. You can technically get, it's been a while, I think you can go up to 32 on the M1 Pro. Could be, I forgot. But yeah. SSD, I have 1TB. There is a 512GB option, but I said no. 1TB needed. I preferred the storage over the RAM. but you can go at least up to like what, 4 terabytes, maybe 8. I'm not sure. A lot of storage, but 1 terabyte for me enough. I'm currently using like 300 gigabytes, but I always want some reserve. I don't think I can afford a 512. That seems to be too small. So 1 terabyte it is. The colors, as I said, I have the silver one. The other one is the space gray one. I had space gray everything. Space gray, space gray, space gray, space gray, and it came out of my ears. So I said, you know what? No, I'm a rebellion now. I'm just going to like rebel and say silver. Boring silver. And it's beautiful. The silver color is classic. And I'm glad I got the silver one. Now that Space Gray is discontinued, doesn't matter anymore, but yeah. Space Gray was just getting boring. Now, why is silver so good? Because the keyboard, like the MacBook Air currently just have the keys in the color black, obviously. But the MacBook Pro has like a black little bezel in the keyboard. So if you have the silver MacBook Pro, you've probably seen B-rolls, I have like a little black square. And the black squares with the black keys on the silver body, just chef kiss. It just looks dope. Keyboard is pretty good. It's the old keyboard again, not the horrible 2016 keyboard where it dies. Yeah, backlit is nice, keys are nice. The trackpad is great. It's an Apple laptop trackpad, so it's always a 10 out of 10, but yeah, it's perfect. It's not too big, not too small. It's a nice glass and haptic feedback and all that stuff. Now we have other stuff. Let's see. We have the microphones and the speakers. I did some voiceover videos in my past videos with the MacBook Pro webcam microphone thingy, and they're pretty good. They're studio microphones. Not as good as the Valve Index or the Quest 3 or my new HyperX mic, but better than what I used to have. Speakers are great. Like, they're just beautiful. Like, no words, no explanation, beautiful. Please don't judge me, but back in the beginning of the day, I basically went to the shower and had my laptop on my closet over there and had like a speaker, and I played music and max volume, and it would just fill the room. Yeah, that was a bad idea. Laptops are not waterproof. I'm glad nothing happened to it. I'm using my phone and my tablet for music or the radio in the bathroom because I like listening to music for that. But yeah, speakers are great and they do everything well. Speaking, music, gaming, hearing your video recordings, all great. Now, the webcam is the basic, normal FaceTime HD camera, which never specified, but it's like a 7 megapixel, 8 megapixel camera that captures 1080p. So it's good. It's the regular one. The new one has like an ultra wide 12 megapixel. This is just a normal camera. It's not bad. Could be better. It's in the middle. It's just in the middle. No more, no less. Yeah, the MacBook Pro, price-wise, is expensive. We start at $2,000 and we go all the way to like, I don't know. Mine is like 2,449 euros. But I don't know how much dollars it is, but that's how much I spent on this device. And yeah, it's in the middle price. It's not overpriced like the Mac Pro, but could be cheaper. I'm gonna be honest. The operating system that is in the MacBook Pro is macOS. And many people on my friend list, Kyle included, just looked at me like, why do you like the Mac so much? It's not a PC. And I tell him, because it has macOS. Once you get used to macOS and use it for like your work, you don't want another computer. macOS is flawless, beautiful. Everything makes sense. The menu bar on the top, the dock on the bottom, and everything is smooth. And yeah, I'm a Mac cult lover, and I will always be that. I might change my opinion on Apple on other products, but I will always have a Mac. always. Doesn't have those 2000 issues that Windows has. It's not as complicated setup as Linux does, and it's not as limited as Chrome OS is. It is perfect. It's still open source, you can still download stuff. Heck, I am about to install Minecraft on this Mac. And I was shocked to learn, like, I can play Minecraft? I thought it was a Windows-only version. Like the Java one, I guess. So yeah, macOS is great, but you need to get used to it. If you have the Windows mindset, it's like driving a bike for the first time. Your brain needs to think, okay, how do I do this? But once you do that, it's super easy. You just hop on and just ride without issues. So yeah, I mean, that's all I can say about the MacBook Pro. Software-wise, I have all the updates you can think of. We have Apple Intelligent, but I'm not talking about Apple Intelligent in this video, because it's still a beta in my country, and just like with VR Plus and stuff, as long as it's in beta for me, I'm not talking about it. Maybe I'll make like a little mini video if people are interested in it, but I'm more like a VR chat channel now. Software-wise, it still gets updates for like 4, 5, 6, 7 years. macOS always gives like 2 years of security updates on top of the expiration date of the OS. And yeah, Apple still repairs up to 5 to 7 years after they sell it, so good support. One of the few things Apple's good at. Well, that's it I can say. Thank you. It was a complicated review to make, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Yeah. The next video is gonna be a video that OCAP is going to make, so stay tuned for that video. This was Lemon Cupcake of VRInfinity, and thank you for watching, and remember to stay hydrated. Okay? Thank you guys for watching this video. If you like what you saw, always put a like up and subscribe, helps the channel up. But even if you have some issues, you can always put a thumbs down and comment below your opinion. I want to thank my server boosters and my coffee followers for helping me run this place. Thank you very much, and see you next time.